Good morning. As you can see, I'm driving. I am hands-free though. I'm not distracted. As quite a lot of people seem to enjoy my little travel logs that I did last week while I was away on the boat, I thought I'd just do a little short one today. I am driving out, at the moment still in Liverpool, but I am driving out to Stoke-on-Trent to pick up the good boat Osiris again and steer her through one of the longest canal tunnels in the country, Harecastle Tunnel. We swapped over last week. My parents have had the boat for the last few days and had much better weather than we did. So I'm just going out today because I've always had a bit of a thing. I've always enjoyed Harecastle. So I will update you later on with some pictures and more video. Cheers.
Okay, so you join me in the heart of the potteries at Longport, as you can see from the bottle kilns and the canal. Now, as most people will know, the most famous name in pottery, especially in this area, is Josiah Wedgwood. He was originally one of the benefactors for the Trent and Mersey Canal, helped to finance its building so that he could move his pottery safely by water. It's an unusual experience going through cities and the canals. It's a very stark contrast to what most people are used to. And I've kept this camera rolling this time here because this derelict pub on the other side here opposite Longport Wharf, this place, it's called the Duke of Bridgewater. Probably some kind of connection to the fact that this canal originally linked up with, well, originally it still does, links up with the Bridgewater Canal. But this pub, when I was little, actually put one of my pictures of an old narrowboat on the wall that I drew when we were sat in there one evening. No, it's a shame it's gone really, but it is in a bit of a terrible state now, so I can't see it ever reopening. And this here is Longport Wharf, which is now a boatyard. You can see on the wall of the building of Longport Wharf, the original artwork advertising Bishop Junior Railways and Canal Carrying Company. It's quite sad to see these little houses on the run-ups of the pottery also run down. I'd imagine they would have been built originally for the pottery workers, for the historic Middleport pottery, which is right in front of us. Right, so I'm finally down on the banks of the Trent and Mersey Canal, and this beautiful Mersey Weaver working boat is here. But just behind her is the good ship Osiris. Right, back on board after nearly a week. As you can see, the pottery literally does come down right to the water's edge. And these are all the original wharfs for the pottery. This on one side and there's another one on the other. And in front you can see that was the old working boat again. Very, very historic area this. Right, so we've been powered up and moving for about an hour from Middleport, we've probably not getting that, and we've reached the very historic Harecastle Tunnel. So, this is a little bit unusual, this tunnel, in the fact that there are actually two of them, if you see over there. So, this tunnel is the newer of the two. It was built by Thomas Telford in 1824, I think it just said there. Now Telford redesigned an awful lot of the canals and he made them a lot straighter, made them a lot more direct and a lot more efficient. The original tunnel over there, which I'll show you in a second, was built by James Brindley, the original builder of the Trent and Mersey Canal. Now this one closed at the start of the 20th century, if I remember rightly, because basically it's just subsided so much. Now, not as much today, but quite often the water in this area is a very, very bright orange. And it's from mineral deposits that were leaking out from inside the old tunnel. So I'm going to go and have a little walk up to the tunnel. Oh, the noise you can hear, by the way, on this funny looking castle idea is that this is the fan room for the tunnel. As it's so long, what they do is they actually close metal doors and turn these huge big noisy fans on that blows all the exhaust fumes out. It's a bit scary when you're inside, but I'll try and get some video later. As I say, you can see that the steel doors are closed on the inside of the tunnel. And upstairs in here are these huge big fans. So when you go inside, not only are you inside for nearly an hour, they also close the doors behind you so it goes even darker. Right, so on this side, so to the left hand side of the other tunnel entrance is the original one I was talking about earlier. Now this was the entrance to Brindley's original tunnel. You see the slightly weird orangey colour I was talking about in the water? It's blocked off obviously because it's not been used for about 120 years nearly now. Now, as most people probably know, diesel engines and steam powered craft on the waterways didn't really come about until, well, the very late 19th century, early 20th century for the internal combustion engines. So originally you would have had to put a plank across the front of the boat and leg it through. So by legging it, you went on the plank across the boat and put your feet on the walls of the tunnel to move through. When you consider the length of this tunnel, it must have taken a flipping long time. And there's the beautiful boat and my lovely mum. We're all just testing our horns and lights before we head on through. And typically it's gone absolutely beautiful now. It's been raining all morning and now we've got to go and spend an hour under a hill in Staffordshire. The sun's come out. It's the Transport Trust plaque for the Transport Heritage Site. Harecastle Tunnel's parallel tunnels, nearly 2.5 kilometres long, opened 1777 and 1827 to handle heavy traffic on the Trent and Mersey Canal, Brindley's Grand Trunk. So the Trent and Mersey, in case you didn't know, runs from Preston Brook at Runcorn, where it joins the Bridgewater, right the way through to Shardlow, which is the junction with the River Trent. It was one of the big first 4 canals that were made to link up the Trent, the Mersey, the Thames and the Severn. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mind your heads. Welcome to one of the waterway's most historic tunnels, Harecastle. In a little bit, I'm going to close those big doors again. I'm going to be in absolute darkness apart from my headlights. You can't see the other end of this tunnel. Oh, you can actually today, which is weird. Sometimes you can't. You probably won't see it on this video though. So it's going to go very dark now, so we'll see you on the other side. You won't be able to see anything, but you might be able to hear. They've closed the doors behind us and put the fans on. It sounds like a jet engine inside here. As soon as they do it, you can see all the exhaust fumes move fast down the tunnel. It's a very, very unusual experience being down here. All the time the just fell in. Just in case you wondered what it looked like inside the tunnel behind me, that's what it looks like behind me. So we've got a chap behind us with amazing headlights on his boat. So it's actually been quite comforting coming through. Not far. Yeah. Mind your head, ladies and gentlemen, mind your heads. There we go. Southern end. On the other side now at Kidsgrove, this is where the Macclesfield Canal goes off. This is Hardingswood Junction. The pub up there is called the Bluebell, which is a very famous old canal pub. And then we're into the first of the locks that indicate the start of Heartbreak Hill, called the Cheshire Locks. So it's quite nice because they're paired up. So you're waiting half as long for a lock normally, if you're lucky. That curious weird orange water that I was talking about earlier on that leaks out of the old Brimley Harecastle Tunnel. It used to be a lot more extreme than this when I was a kid. It used to be like pea soup or something. But it's not too bad now. But it's still a pretty horrible colour, if you tell you. So now I'm here at Kidsgrove Station. Waiting to go back Stoke-on-Trent side of Harecastle Hill, where we've just come through on the boat.